What's up, Doug?
Good. Clearly not the ending that we wanted. Felt like the first half, we fought hard. This game is made up of 4 quarters, and we just didn't have a half that we were looking to have. We unraveled the second half with special teams. Very disappointing in special teams. I felt like we were making strides in that area. 2 block punts the last couple of weeks. Gave up a return today. But our guys worked hard. We've got a lot of young players on that side. But I look at the positives in this situation. The fact that we've cut down on our penalties, turned the ball over once. So we just got to keep working. I mean, this is not a overnight success. It's going to be a long process. I mean, you look at what Jackson State, where they were in the spring, pretty much the same place kind of where we are now in terms of getting the right people in the building, creating a culture, and that's what we are. It's our second game, and we're looking to get better.
Hey, Coach, they said biggest improvement from first week to second week. What's the biggest improvement your team made from week 1 to week 2?
Well, when I look at the stat sheet, the penalties, we had 18 last week. I think we had 3 or 4 today. So no delay of games. Where we had maybe 5 last week. So I can live with that. The fact that we came in at halftime down 10-7, and had the ball coming out. And that's when things just went away. I mean, Jackson State is an explosive team. And I said that at the beginning of the week, that last week, they only put up 7 points, but they left some points on the field. They could put up 30 in a hurry. We saw that. They have athletes all over the field. They're very patient, extremely disciplined, and a lot to learn from. So, again, we're still learning who we are through this process, our coaching staff, our players. A lot of this installation is brand new. We got here in June, and a lot of the language is still very new to them. So I can't knock them for not having the effort. The effort was there. They didn't quit. They kept fighting to the bitter end. We still try to find some ways to score and get the reps in. So that's kind of we kind of know where we are right now. We're going to build from there.
And you mentioned Jackson.
Yeah, Coach George, assistant quarterback play. You played 2 quarterbacks tonight. Last week you played 3. Just talk about the quarterback play.
Well, Jeremy was our starter. He was sporadic at times. I think, he was looking more at the rush, looking downfield when he got the ball out. That one sequence of plays, I think, before halftime where we're in field goal range, gets the sack. You can't take the sack in a situation. You got to throw the ball away, and then he gets the personal foul. And we talked about that. I think he got an air ball from all 3 of us. And he's got to play better. He's got to do better than that. He's got to be smarter in those situations across the board. If you take points off the board, that was a 6-point swing. They come down and kick a field goal and they go up by 3. So, Bryant, Davion Bryant, came in and did a good job for us. We kind of know where he is in terms of how high his ceiling can be. So we want to assess that still throughout the rest of the week and figure things out moving forward.
Thank you.
And you mentioned Jackson State. After seeing them up close, how big of a discrepancy is there in your personnel and what Jackson State has right now?
Well, they have explosive players. Punt return was explosive. I don't think there's a huge discrepancy there. I think it's, clearly the quarterback play was spectacular. I mean, Shador, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, was 30 for 40, 362 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he was efficient at the quarterback position. When you have a quarterback that can make plays like that, you can go a long way. But in terms of athletes, athletes. They did a nice job of plugging the guys in through the portal, bringing in some guys on the team to make them longer, a little faster. But I don't think there was a huge discrepancy in terms of our athletes versus theirs. I mean, before a half, we just did some things that set us back in the second half.
Is that a model you'll follow through the portal and the transfer?
We'll look at that. We'll continue to look at that to improve our team. We want to recruit. We want to find the right kids that fit what we're trying to do. It'll be a combination of both. I don't think you can always rely on the portal. You know, these kids are in here for a reason. They might not fit the culture that we're trying to do. So it'll be more of a rifle approach, more so than say, hey, we're just going to bring in every kid that we can find. We're going to really assess the talent and the character, see what they can, you know, how they can help build us, help grow us. But for the bottom line, the group of kids we have here now, we want to coach them. We want to coach them, we want to challenge them, and I think they're up for the challenge. There's no reason for us to hang our head. We know where we are, we know who we are, we know where we have to go. And whether we won or lost this game, we still have to keep moving forward to become the best selves that we can be. It was a lesson learned. I mean, it hurts, it sucks, but a lesson learned for us coaches and certainly for us, our players.
Coach, this is William Wong from Best TV. You went to a military high school. You stayed an extra year of discipline. How are you going to implement that discipline in your character into the young athletes that you have today?
You want to answer that one?
I don't know.
Well, it's confronting mediocrity at every turn. Not allowing them to settle for anything less than excellence. You know, whether that's wearing the right socks to practice, wearing the right uniform, not wearing any hats, making sure that we're on time, doing all the things that don't require talent. The things that I've learned growing up that helped me become successful in the teams I've been on, you know, when we've had ownership of the team. It was our team, it wasn't necessarily the coach's team, and we're just not there yet in terms of that. So, again, you know, we're just going to continue to look at where we've had our setbacks, and we'll learn when we grow from it.
Thank you, sir. Wish you best of luck.
Thank you.
Coach, this is your first time with the Classic. Can you talk about the atmosphere of the game and whether you'd like to see it continue like this?
Of course. I mean, it was what, 50,000 fans. I mean, that was pretty awesome. You know, I thought the atmosphere was great. I mean, you said, you know, this is what HBU. Yeah, that's what they told me on the sidelines, and it was the energy was awesome. The pageantry, the history of both schools. It was great. I just wish I could have walked away from with the victory.
All right, last question, you guys.
Hey Eddie, what message did Deion and you guys share at the end of the game?
Oh man, he basically said we're gonna be hell to deal with. You know, once we get it right. You know, we are where they were in the spring, and that's kind of what we told them. And that was that. Said, man, you have a hell of a team. You're gonna do some great things, and you know, people better look out because they're a very disciplined group, and they got a lot of good players on their team. And again, you know, their quarterback is special. He is special. That's it. Thank you.